Today we're going to work on installing ESM Race front control arm spherical bushings. And this is them here. So first you want to get your car up on jack stands. Make sure it's safe so you can work under the car and it won't fall on you. Then you can safely pull the wheel off the car and get some good lighting in there so you can see what you're doing. The first thing we're going to attack is going to be those two 14mm bolts for the sway bar bracket. Once the bolts are out, you can just move this out of the way, like that. That's it. Our next step is going to be to remove this bolt right here. It's a pinch bolt for the lower control arm. It's a 17mm. Sometimes they come out easy and sometimes they don't. Just a little tap. Don't go crazy on beating on the threads. As you can see, mine are okay. And that allows for this control arm. Now I want to demonstrate how hard it is to move these up and down with the poly bushings. And I want to compare them to the ESM Race and spherical bushings later on. As you can see, it's pretty stiff. So let's continue. So the next thing we're going to do is break this bolt free, the front mount of the lower control arm. Also, we're going to take the rear lower control arm mount as well. So hopefully you need an oil change anyway, because you're going to have to pull the filter off to get this bolt out. Alright, now we can pull the bolt out and pull the control arm out. So once you have your bushings pressed out, nice and clean, now you're going to clean the inside so they're ready for the new bushings. Just a little brake clean. going to put a little bit of grease to make it a little bit easier for the bushing to go in. Not too much. And now we're going to go over to the press and get them pressed in. I'll be using this press kit. It has all the die sizes you can imagine. Very handy kit. Got my bushing die and control arm set up here in the press. So cranking down. Make sure it goes in nice and straight. All the way down. Just like that. Check your work. Make sure there's no gap. All the way down. Looks good. Now I got the control arm and the bushing and the die set up in the press. Give it a couple of pumps. See if we're going nice and straight. Always wear your safety goggles. Pretty much all the way down. Back it off. Hold your control arm. All right. Actually, as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap there, so I'm gonna put a spacer, another die on the bottom here, and give it another press. I don't have a short enough spacer to go underneath and clear the plate with the notch in the control arm, so I'm gonna use 3 little aluminum washers. Slide them in somewhat evenly. Make sure it doesn't go too deep in, or you'll have the same problem. Put this spacer back in. Put your spacers there on the bottom. Now it's all the way down. So then you just have to put these bushings in. The front ones look to be the same, so you can't mess this up. Just like that. And then on this side, you have one bushing that has a bit of a contour to it, and this one is pretty square. The square one goes on top like that, and then the one with the contour goes on the bottom. Okay, let's slide it back in. We're gonna go this way first. The rear one slides in, and then this one lines up. You just put it back, and then in the back, there's a little spacer that goes on the bottom or on the top, depending on how you want your car set up. We're going to slide the front bolt in first. Just like that, just slid right in, lines up perfect. Now the back here, on the back the fit's a little tight, so get a little screwdriver and just line it up. That way it'll make it easier for the bolt to go into through the hole here. Don't mess up the threads inside your frame or you'll be screwed. I need to reposition this a little bit. There it goes. Get your bolt through. Freedom.